Hey, shalom, y'all. Bashim Yashai Brakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Latha, Bashim Yashai to all the sisters. Priest and officer Dawah Wongabar coming to you once again. It is the Lashawan Qadash. The Lashawan Qadash. That is the ancient tongue, of course, though. The Paleo Hebrew for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So, y'all got questions online, go ahead and type them in. You know, definitely do what we can to answer those questions. As y'all know and understand that we live in a day and time in which that we have so many different doctrines that's being pushed on us, so many different ideologies being pushed on us, and we need to understand that we have our own culture, we have our own language, and that's what we got to get back to. That's what we need to, you know, turn back towards and not be focused on what everybody else is trying to get us to partake in. All right? Like, if you watch what has been going on over a few years, early 2000s, right? That was a time period which was like, oh, Chinese, 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 Chinese. All you saw was, you know, letters like you saw this all over the place. I don't know what this is. I don't even know if this is a word, but this is all you saw all over the place. Chinese different letterings and whatnot. So, you know, we got roped into that. Everything that we had was Chinese lettering. We was like, oh, I want hope. I want hope. Why? Because this here means that is a better tomorrow. Now, this ain't what hope is in Chinese lettering. I don't know what this is. I just made it up. But, oh, I thought this looked good. We chasing after all this stuff when it's not who we are, it's not our language, it's not our culture, right? And the more that we got into it, the more lost we got. The more lost we got. We started getting into all this. This is what we started getting into. We started getting into the this is what we started getting into. And that's a problem for us, man. That's truly a problem because it's not us. We would go around with this type of print on our clothing, not knowing that this, we think it means beautiful, and the truth is it means something like Civil War or something like that. We did this all through the early 2000s. Went from that, right? It went from that, and then we started to get into it's the other nonsense that we started getting into. And we still into it today, right? Which I look at it like, yo, that's a bunch of scribble scrabble. It's a bunch of scribble scrabble. But it means something along the lines of something to Allah. Something to Allah. All right? So, our women, they started wearing the clothes just like them, just like in the 2000s. When they was doing the Chinese lettering, you started, having us wear the clothes. Y'all saw the movie, what is it, Karate Kid? Y'all saw Taraji P, you know what I'm saying, wearing the little outfit, trying to fit into the society, right? There was even a point in time when we started to go to this back to Africa. I mean, we still on that kick now too. We still on it. And all that stuff, it was constantly something where it's just like, with the Muslim stuff, you knew, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't us. With the Chinese stuff, You knew that wasn't us. Then it was the dashiki. They had the cloth with the print and everything else. Though they had the dashiki, right? It's like Mutumbu and whoever else. Like we was rocking all that dashiki stuff, and then it became we were appropriating the culture of what we thought was our ancestors. You know why? Because they knew we spoke like this. They knew our language that we spoke. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa. No matter, you know what I'm saying, what we try to assimilate ourselves or join ourselves to, we'll get called out on it. Why? Because they know that we are not that people. They know that we have our own language. We have our own style of dress. We have our own way, of carrying ourselves and governing ourselves. Even the languages that we see today. It's similar because the root came from us. You know what I'm saying? Like we taught so many, but we get no credit. The only credit that we get is when things don't work out, when things go bad, we go south. Oh yeah, that was them. That was them black folks, man. And of course, I'm saying black because we are destroyed. When you see those Africans that's here in the country, in the U.S., the States, of course, I ain't black, I'm African. Look at the box. Look at those boxes, you know what I'm saying? When you fill out our applications, right? Black. White. Asian. Pacific Islander, right? Latino. This is what you be seeing. You know what I'm saying? On those different applications. When you apply for school, what do you get? You know what I'm saying? What do you see on the applications? There it goes. Are you Hispanic or Latino? Regardless of the answer, prior question. American, Indian, or Alaskan Native. Right? Asian, Black, or African. Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander. White. Let's take another look at some other ones. It's not going to give you a good zoom in. And that's one of the things that they've started to do now, where they try to, put these disclaimers, right? These disclosures. We will not discriminate on basis of race, color, religion, origin, so on and so forth. They'll leave the line typically for, and this is, what is this? Teller County, specific county. That's cool. Let's see. Let's look at a few others real quick. Interview questions. So this is one of those updates, right, where it's now becoming pretty much illegal to ask these type of questions of. So let's look at the question. Interview questions. Hey, we can't ask about, are you a citizen? These are the illegal questions. Legal questions. There's no legal questions when it comes to your race. After you've been hired. Prior to being hired, asking about your religious accommodations, it's one of those things that's like, nah, I can't do that. Legal questions. Here we go. You see that? What is a person's race? White, Black, African American, or Negro, American Indian, or Alaskan Native, Asian Indian, Chinese, Filipino, Asian Other, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Native Hawaiian, Guamanian, or Chamorro, Samoan, Pacific Islander, some other race, and then print the race there. This is from the census, by the way. This is a question from the census. Y'all can see it right here. U.S. Census looking at bigger questions, or at a big change in when they ask questions about race. Let's see. This is a job applicant template. But y'all get the point. Y'all get the picture of what, I'm talking about right now. When you go to these applications, these applications will have things such as, list your race, right? What is your nationality? What is your ethnicity? And they start to get away from these things, right? They start to get away from these things because it's one of those, you are discriminating me because of my religion, because of my beliefs, because of my ethnicity. They started to get away from those because there's a lot of Muslims, right? A lot of people that follow that. there's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that follow the so they started to, you know, be careful in how they do and does these things. What they have done, if they have continued, you know what I'm saying, to push us further away from, you know, the ah. It pushed us further away from the ba, further from the God, from the da, from the ha. Right? They're pushing us further away from, you know, our heritage, who we are as a people, because now, as Kat was bringing out the other night, when you go to these other nations, instead of them wearing, you know what I'm saying, you know, the kimonos or, you know, whatever formal wear that they would that represents them as a people, they are now wearing suits. They're speaking English. They're not speaking their language. They're speaking English. So, that ah, that ba, that ga, that da, that ha, that wa, that za. This here, this is who we are. Right? DMX had a song. They don't know who we be. They don't know who we be. They don't know who we are. That's right. They know who we are, but we just don't know who we are. We don't know, you know what I'm saying, that we are the Hebrews. We don't know, you know what I'm saying, that we are the ones, you know what I'm saying, that have the ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, right? You see how all this is the ah, it has the ah, you know what I'm saying? We ain't get down to the I yet, but there's the I in there as well too. This here, this was the Hebrew that we spoke, that we wrote. And there was a time period, you know what I'm saying, and this is the thing about it, because of us being persecuted, because of us, you know what I'm saying, you know, not doing everything that we were supposed to, we went off into other cultures. Like, we started speaking Greek. That's another thing that happened to us, right? We became Hellenists. And I'm not saying that we became Hellenists because I'm not saying that we became Hellenists because that was like we went from Hebrew to being, you know, Greek speaking and everything else though. We became Hellenists, you know what I'm saying, because the ruling people at that time were Greeks. So what is it that you're going to do? You're going to learn the Greek, or you're going to find yourself, you know what I'm saying, jammed up. You're going to find yourself on the outside. So yeah, we truly became a lost people. Right? So another nation came through and they took what was ours. And then this is what they started doing. They started writing this. Right? Looks different, right? Looks different. Looks different, you know what I'm saying, than the ancient. Looks different than the paleo. Why? This is another group of people, man. Another nation of people. Definitely that. Another group of people, man, took our language, our tongue, and they try to take it for themselves. So now when we read, but now when we follow the scriptures, now when we get into the Bible, it becomes sort of a challenge, right? It becomes something that we sort of, struggle with. So this is where, you know what I'm saying, we go back. We go back, you know what I'm saying, to the language that we once spoke. So let me show you real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. This here is Genesis chapter 4, verse 6, right? 4, verse 6. You see this little phrase right here? And the Lord said, which is going to be, it's like, I believe it's YMR. It's going to be like YMR Yahweh. Let's go ahead and hit this tool right here. Oh, the Y-Ya-Amar. Y-Amar, Yahweh. You see that? How in the English I was able to identify it. Why? Why was I able to identify it? Because as we go through the Bible, as we read the Bible, I'm saying, you're going to see, and he said, right? And he said, though. So the Y, we know, is the and. The Yah is he, or it's returning to whatever person. Whatever person, though. Right? So, Yamar Yahweh. So, and the Lord said to, and this is Cain. And the Lord said to Cain, or in this case, unto. The Lord said to Cain, or art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? It's not much stuff. The more and more, you know what I'm saying, we see this language here, which is what the other nations, you know what I'm saying, did what they came up with and everything else. So after they appropriated our language. They appropriated our tongue and our culture. They appropriate, you know what I'm saying, ours. And now, you know what I'm saying, we're the ones that's being called, the black Hebrew Israelites. Nah, man, that was us. That was us. You know what I'm saying? That was us from the beginning. We were the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, they're going to be doing some updates. And you see that here. It says, and the Lord said, and the Lord said, and the Lord said. Just taking that little small piece. You'll see it here twice. Let's show Why a rock? So this is, the Lord smelled, and that's where you're getting that right there. But you see the Wa and you see the Ya, it's still the same. And then you got what? Why a mar. So now we should know, we should realize, oh snaps, and the Lord, and the Lord. You see that? Why-a-rock, Yahweh. Why-a-mar, Yahweh. And the Lord smelled. And the Lord said. You see, what I'm saying? Like how being able to identify just simple things, just like the prefix, what I'm saying, to these words, the prefix such as and the Lord, Slakia. And he, because that's where, the Yah, refers to a specific person, right? And you find out who that person is in the context. So as you read it, it says, and he smelled. This is right here saying, and he smelled. But who? The Lord. And the Lord smelled. See that? Rayak. And see how they have it here is Raya'ah. Let's test it out. Let's test it out if they say the same thing. They may not say Raya'ah, but they may say slightly different. I would almost think that they would almost say Riya'ah. Let's test.
Strong's H at 7306. Ruach.
And that's, you see how that, because that's the ka. That's the ka. So, that's the ka. And that ka is very similar to like the English version of Charlie. Like C for Charlie. You ever wonder why, there was the Charlie and then there was the cat? Charlie killed the cat. Wait, don't they sound the same? Yeah. That's because, of our language. That ka right here. Let me see if I can find another ka. There he goes. Oh no. There he goes. Lahaka Wath. That's a good one right there. To smite. That's in Hebrew right there. Where's it at? It's deep in this one. There he goes. H221, which stems from Nakaha. Let's see. Naka, but yeah, Naka or Naka. To be stricken or smitten, right? And even let's see. Let's and he smoked. I don't think we have that exact. We do. Here it goes. Numbers 22. somewhere around here. See that? And he smoked. So scroll down. That's the Y, that's the Na, and that is the, that's not the Da, that is the Na, right? That is the Na. And here, you see that same thing. But we have to look deeper into the actual sentence for the full understanding, and that's where this combination comes together. But we should also see another H5221 in here. Looking at it correct. It's like here. Watha Ra'a Ha'atha Bayan Ath Mala Ad Laki An Yahweh Watha Rabataza okay. The Kath Bala'ain, Wayahara, Wayakara, Slaki, Wayakara. That's the Ah and the Pa. Wayakara, Pa. Bala'ain. Wayayan. It's like Wayaka. This is going to be one that definitely have to do a little bit more research, you know what I'm saying, in regards to this. Because of this whole phrase right here. It's the Y, the Ya, and of course the Ka. And then he smoked. And this is referring to the donkey, or in the case the ass. And smoked the ass. Let me see if maybe we got a slightly different. Let's see. Take a quick look at Judges. Okay, that's like the same thing. You see that? Wayaka, Awatham, Shawak, Al, Yarak, Akaha, Garawalaha, Wayarad, Wayayashab, Basa'ai, Ya, Sala'ai, Ira, Kwam, Sa. Alright? So, Slaki. So yeah, this here, this is our language. So, as much as they want to say that whatever we appropriate, this, we didn't appropriate this. This is created by us. This came from us. This, the ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, is what we should get back to. Practice. Right? Practice. And then at some point, this right here, just like the other nations, be all wiped out. Be all done. That's not something that we even have to lift our hands up to do. It's something that we need to practice, though. We need to practice, you know what I'm saying, the Hebrew. We need to practice, you know what I'm saying, speaking the Lashawan Qadash. Alright? The ka, the ta, ya, ka, la, ma, and na. Alright? This right here is our alphabet. Language we spoke.
Okay.
Practice our language, our craft. And of course, you know what I'm saying, so you see the ka, the pa, or the ta. You see the ta. The ya, ka. This is just the regular usage of the word. This is at the ending. The la, the ma at the ending of a word. The na at the ending of the word. What is it, 26 letters in the alphabet? In the Hebrew, there are 22 characters. 22 characters. All right. So as you can see, Sa, the I, the Pa, Za, the Qua. So the Sa, the I, the Pa, the Taza, and the Qua. Sha, and Tha. Alright? Sha, and Tha. Prepositions. Prepositions. I or I am. So let's see. Pari. All right. Genesis 41 and 52. Pari. See that I? This becomes all right. So Genesis chapter 41 verse 52. We see the word pari, I, which means I am fruitful. Pari. I. Genesis 41, 52. So it's I or I am. So as Genesis 41:52 says, the name of the second son called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. So, Ba, right? Ba, which is N. So, Bara'ash, Bara'asyath, Genesis 1 and 1. Genesis, it's like in the head or in the beginning. So Genesis 1 and 1, you can look at it and see it as in the beginning or in the head. So if you have like a if you have like a Tanakh, a JPS, you can use that as a reference. Use that as a reference. So the da, right? It's like the da, which is do. It's like it. Let me see here if I can get a good one for do. It's like in one moment, one moment, one moment. The Qadash as it is, as it would say. See what I got for you, what I got for you. Once again, the da, or the Qadash, as they would say in the Yiddish, is the Hebrew for do. So This one's a little bit more. It's not as easy to locate as for the ah, right, or as the ba. Like some of the, like even the Wayamar is which is and he, you know, as we were saying earlier. All right. Like even this was much easier, you know what I'm saying, to do. So like 1 second, let me check this one. This would probably be a better example. So this is Wahawa the Wa. This example here has a double preposition, right? So this Wa is the end, but for the Ha, which is what we're, the root word here is right here. This is the root, okay? So this is the root right here. You have the and the. It's like alright, so if I could show you better, here it goes. On the screen, show my screen. Where we at? Mission, bam. What we're looking at here. So, and the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer, right? The heifer. So, this is that and, which is the Wa, that Ha. So, this is returning to, this is shall bring down. To bring down, right? And then this is the elders. This is elders. Zakwa Naya, Zakwa Naya, which is elders. So, and the elders of that city shall bring down. This whole phrase here, Genesis or Deuteronomy 21 and 4, is giving us that. Alright? So that Ha is referring to these elders right here. So you have and, when you read it, the elders, right? Elders. So we have the Zakwa, Zakwan. Yeah, that is the Na. Zakwanya, which is the elders, and it's kind of like almost like a possessive in that sense. Okay, of that city. That city. That's where you see that. City is the root. Ayara. It's like an Ayara. But we have Ha-Ayara. So it's like the city, but in this case though, because of the phrase, it is the city. And this is another, that preposition, but it's referring to the city, of city. But in this case, it's of that city. because of how the structure of this sentence is. All right. So on the board, I did break that down slightly incorrectly though, but that ha, just the ha in general, of course though, is the. We also just went over this too. So, and and we're gonna go to Genesis. Genesis 3:11. As many times as we have gone over this, so the phrase in this particular case, which is Waya Amar, Waya, this is the root here. This is the root. The prepositions, preposition 1, preposition 2. We have a double preposition. Probably have seen this more times than anything else. So in this particular chapter and verse, Genesis 3:11, which is saying Waya Amar, and that's the ah, the ma, the ra, and he said, right? And he said, or you can even have the right, you can have that, which is he spoke, or as he, or like, and he spake. Like Mar is to say, The bar is to speak. So that conjugation, of course, though, when you look at it, this is this. Is this. The root word. This is the root. This is the root. Amar, right? The bar. So we got why as a preposition. Why, Amar, but it's Waya Amar, Waya the bar, and he spake and he said, or it be Why the bar and speak unto the children of Israel. I don't think there will be a situation where we say like, oh, we could. Like, and the children. So that would probably be a good one that we could use. And the children. Waha. There we go. Vaya. Which is bond, obviously. We're having the at the end for the children. Let's see what we got for in the other examples that maybe we can use that will. Okay. Genesis 1 and 2. There we go. That's one. Alright. So we're going to keep the Y, right? But we are going to go back a verse or a few chapters in this particular case. Better example. This here is a better example for the ha, right? Better example for the ha. So let's do this. Which is the, and of course we're just going to going to hit a Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 and we're going to go which, when we look at this, it becomes aratiza. Wa ha aratiza. So there are two prepositions for this. Preposition 1, preposition 2. Okay? Preposition 1, preposition 2. This covers both prepositions. So in this case, when we see the wa, when we see the ha, both are prepositions. So wa ha aratiza. So aratiza as in the earth, right? As in the earth. So and and the earth, and the earth. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. The wa, which gives us this first preposition as into and. It lets us know. And. And what? And the aratiza. Earth. And the earth. So it goes aratiza hayatha ha tahawa Baba Hawa Wakasha Ka or Wakasha Alpanya Tahayam Rath Alhayam Mara, it's like it, Mara Kapath Al Panya Hamayam. Right? And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Right? Oh, there you go. The ha also is there. We have at the end of this same verse, we have the waters, right? So the waters, which is going to be ha, right? Hamayam. Just going to show that down here. So this comes out to be waters. Waters. So, my young, right? My young. But of course, the preposition of my young is the waters. So something to learn and focus on is that there are different ways to use these words. But here we are, we use the ha and the wa. Hamayam or wa hamay, it's like a wa ha aratiza. So in this case you have double preposition. In this case you have one singular preposition. So you took the root of mayam, or you took the root of aratiza, and you added and the earth. So hatha Oh, it's like it. Waha Rataza, or Hamayam. So the waters, right? Another way, another that we can look at. We can even go to Genesis 2:1, right? In Genesis 2:1, we have this is another one for the Ha. This becomes right. Just the heavens. So Hamayam, as in the waters, or Hashemayam, which is the heavens, right? Once again, Genesis 2:1, the preposition of the Shemayam, the heavens.
It's like
It's like it.
if you wanted to go in, I don't mean to interrupt. I know you're doing the language, but the connection between the waters and the heavens, you know, like what we were taught from General Hyman about Genesis chapter 1.
Okay, you talking about? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's pretty heavy. If you wanted to bring it out,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, it's like
because it's so closely the language, the spelling of it, and the Hebrew is so close because of that. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah, it's like it. Even so, Mayam, right? Waharataza. This is double preposition as well too. Another one. So we have the. It's like it, and this one right here is like the Shah. The Shah is like pertaining to, right? In this particular case, because that's what the preposition of Shah is pertaining to, as in it's pertains to something specific. So in this case, it's the heavens. So Ha Shemayam. This is Genesis 2:1, and then Genesis 1 and 2. It's Hamayam. So the waters itself. So
Yeah, no, I was just saying how in creation, how outer space is like water.
right.
It has like a similar consistency.
The firmament.
You can't breathe in outer space. You float. It's just like the water that's on the earth, and that correlation, that connection.
God. So when you look at Mayam, which is water itself, the heavens is also made of what? Waters, right? You did a class, you know what I'm saying, about 2 months back, when you was breaking this all down. Jeremiah and also broke it all down too. So there are the different layers, you know what I'm saying, to the waters. So the earth has bodies of water. The heavens itself is also waters too, though. You have ships that will go on to sea, which is, I mean, you can jump into this very deeply. Just the, for example, if I could, I got one right here. The Ma itself is pertaining to water. All right, it's like I don't have it right here in front of me though, but you know what I'm saying, this character right here itself, it's like water. If you look at a lake, right? You know what I'm saying? It's the wavy, if I was to kind of, you know what I'm saying, that wavy surface, the water, you know what I'm saying, flowing and whatnot. And when it has its form, of course. But in this case, we have the waters of the earth, and then we have the waters of the heavens. A spaceship is flying through the waters. It's just a different type of ship, different type of waters. These waters here, you have a boat, you understand? Like, you can drink water, and like right now, we're breathing in air. That's one of the things that we're doing. We're breathing in air. So, but a different form of that same thing is this physical body of water. Is there? So when you look at the Bible, of course, and how it's set up and structured, our language, it builds upon itself. And it has a deeper meaning to it though, because of course you see Mayam as in the waters, and then you have Hashemayim as in the heavens. So both are waters though, but have different purposes, different, you know what I'm saying, connections, which we'll definitely go a little deeper into. Due to the time, can't get all the way into it though, but we'll definitely pick it up next week. Because I think I was bringing out Mayam last, I think I did Mayam the week before. And last week I brought up Shamayim. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have Shamayim, which is heaven. What is it? Wanaka? Sluggy? What is it? Isn't that Wanaka? Which was the whore?
Yeah.
So, but Sluggy, with that, you know what I'm saying, you know, pass the class over the priest and captain of Zanyao.
Shades up here, slap ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the leadership of Commanding General Yohana. Rule for new brother or sister. New for brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Passover, April 15th, which is on a Friday. Passover, April 15th, on a Friday in Cocoa Beach, Florida. All right. Something Captain Qadash made a strong point last night is make sure you get there, man. Okay. My brother had called in, not in the school, and was saying, he wanted to keep the Passover at his home with his family. Okay. Qadash had brought out the point that tickets are $62 to get to Cocoa Beach. Okay, you can find very cheap tickets. So really strive to get there, man. Make it a point and a duty and effort to show your loyalty to the Most High, to show your loyalty to your King Yahweh Shai Mashiach, your loyalty to the ISUPK and Commanding General Yohana. That's how you celebrate with the priests and prophets of the Most High. You do the holy convocation. So Passover is April 15th, sundown, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Okay, make sure you get there. And Feast of Unleavened Bread is a week that follows after. It's going to start on the 16th. Okay. Akim Akwaf, you can check the bulletin board. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Black boots, black shirt, black pants, black headband, black scarf. Boots, shirt, pant, headband, scarf. All right, and also make sure that it is all black. Okay, be diligent. Be diligent in all things in what you do. Okay, and with that, give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, I Majum Shabbat, I Majum Barak, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Brakatha.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Brakatha.
Okay. All right, men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. I Majum Shabbat, I Majum Barak, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Brakatha. Okay. Now we'll give a salute to the sisters. We'll turn to the sisters. And at this point, this is when sisters would stand. Okay. Men of Israel, I Majum Shabbat, I Majum Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatha Bashim Yahweh Shai. Azamata, with that, class dismissed.